Welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to create this scene. In this video you will learn the fastest way of syncing colors in photo manipulations.
I'll be in New York with the gangsters, so when they get out and shoot you for a 10.
Step number 1. Objects. We are going to use these three objects in our design. The first one is a switch sign for switching our cameras in camera mode. The second one is this building that is the main object of our design. And the third one is this shark that we are going to place it behind our building to make our design more realistic. Step number 2. It's time for our background. Our background in this project is this one, but I have already applied some camera raw filter effects on it and it's the final result. If you don't know how to work with camera raw filter, just click on the link. The building object has been imported into the project. Now let's adjust it with our scene. Before correcting the colors, let us sync our object in this surface. At first, reduce the opacity to something like 20% so we can see the background as well. And now let's adjust the position. Now click on this icon and create a layer mask. After that, enable your brush. Come to brush setting by clicking on this icon. Decrease the hardness to 0% and the roundness 100%, and following options would be like this one. But in this area, decrease the flow to something like 20%. Now, let us get rid of these parts.
A few moments later.
The building is fit. Now, it's time for the fastest way of syncing color in photo manipulation. I have told you many different methods in my previous videos. Please watch them. Now, all we need to do is to click on our background, press Ctrl J and create a duplicated layer. Now, drag the duplicated layer above our main object. Press and hold Alt key on your keyboard, come between your layers, and when the icon has been changed, click. Now, in duplicated layers, change the blending mode to color. Now, as you can see, the color of our object is synced with our background. Our object's color has been changed and it's matched with our background. But we need to correct the lighting of our object. This area should be brighter because of the sun reflection, and this area should be darker. For doing that, come here, click on this icon and create a new layer. Hold Alt key and come between your layer and click, so your layer would be enabled for your object. After that, change the blending mode to overlay. Now enable the brush and remember to reset your flow to 100%. After that, we need to take a sample from a dark pixel in this area. Press and hold Alt key and click on this one, so a sample would be taken. Now, brush in these parts. This part is okay, and if it's not good on looking, we are going to change the opacity of this layer. But at first, let us do this area, and after that we are going for the opacity percentages. Take a sample from a light color in this area, something like this one. And now let us brush in this area. Something like this one is okay. Now, if we would change the opacity of our layer, something like this one is very much better. Look at the lighting in this area. Now, the main object is ready. It's time for our shark, this object. At first, let's match the color, as I told you in previous layer. The color is matched, but the lighting should be fixed. At first, let us adjust the position of our shark. Select your shark layer, press Ctrl T, and now adjust it with your main object. Something like this one is okay, but we need to remove the whole parts of our shark that is in the same area of our building. Come to your building and press Ctrl and hold it. Click on the thumbnail of your building so your object would be selected. Come to your shark layer, hold Alt key on your keyboard and click on adding a layer mask. So the building would be removed from your shark object. Now, for correcting the lighting of our shark, at first create a new layer. After that, press Alt and come between your layer and click so the layer would be affected only on our shark, not the whole project. Now, change the blending mode to overlay. Enable the brush. Take a sample from a light pixel like this one. And now, take a sample from a darker pixel like this one for the bottom of our shark. And now, by adjusting the opacity of this layer, you can see the lighting of our shark has been fixed. Step number 3. Let's change our design into something that would be like a camera mode. At first, we need a shape. Come here, click on this icon and choose Rectangle tool. After that, create a rectangle somewhere around here. For the color, set it to any color that you like because we are going to change it. After that, double-click on your shape layer. Come to Color Overlay, Blend Mode, Normal, Opacity 100%, and set your color to 20% of brightness, 0% of saturation, and 0% of hue. After that, decrease the opacity to something like 40%. No, we should reset this one to something like 60% is better. Creating a camera mode in Photoshop is very simple, and I told you everything you need to create it in my previous techniques. I have already done the whole process for reducing the time of this tutorial, and now I will show you what do you need for setting up this scene. At first, you need this shape, and you need to reduce the opacity to something like 60%, and I have already done that, and because I have merged my layer, you can see the opacity of this one has been set to 100%. But for this one, as I told you in my previous step, you need to reduce the opacity so you could see some of your background. After that, you need these 3 circles. They should be the same color as your main shape, and they should be reduced in opacity as I told you in the main shape. Something like 60% in opacity is okay. These 3 circles are for setting your zoom numbers. This one for a wide photo, this one for your main one, and if you would like to have more zoom, you need this one. After that, set a photo text all in capital words and set it in the middle of your scene. Set a video in the left side of your photo and a slow motion button at the left side of your video, a portrait on your right side of your photo, and a more option on the right side of your portrait. And remember, if you would like to align all your text, just select all of them, come to Move tool, and just click on this icon, and they would be aligned with each other. Now, you need an icon like this one for setting your shooting button, and it's very simple. If you would like to create this one, all you need to do is to enable the brush, set your color to white, and just like that, create a circle and create something larger, and this button would be created. Now, the switching button, as I told you in the first step of showing you the object, should be placed on the right side of your shooting icon, and this one for seeing your previous pictures. Now, the tutorial is finished. Well done, my friend. You've just finished another Photoshop tutorial, and now you know more techniques and tricks of Photoshop, and you can create more interesting design. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and share this video with your friends. See you in the next tutorial.